Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joining me today is your new Director of Public Works. He's all the way from shiny Wisconsin to Florida and back. It's Tim Voelker. Tim, welcome to the city of Fitchburg, and more importantly, welcome to the #1 show in the state of Fitchburg, Talking Fitchburg.
Thanks, Jeremy. I appreciate it.
Some reason I don't think you buy into the #1 show, but that's okay, Tim. That's okay. Tim, we've invited you on the show here today to get to know you. People are just dying to know a little bit about Tim, your background, and so much more. So, Tim, first and foremost, who is Tim, and why is he here in Fitchburg?
So Tim is originally from Wisconsin. I was born and raised. Went to the University of Wisconsin-Madison, received my bachelor's degree in biological systems engineering, which is a fancy word for agricultural engineer. I had an emphasis in natural resource and environmental engineering. Upon receiving that degree, I moved to Florida. Lived down there for 17 years, and I'm a licensed and registered professional engineer in the state of Florida. I first started out working for a small business doing civil site engineering. We basically worked for developers, did the paving, grading, drainage, water, sewer for their residential, commercial, or industrial projects. Then in 2008, the housing market collapsed, so that kind of sector of engineering became really slow. Construction came to a screeching halt, and I went to work for a company called Carollo Engineers, which is a nationwide company that specializes in just water and wastewater treatment. Once the economy started getting better, I found a job closer to home. I was commuting over about an hour each way. So I got a job with the city of Stuart, which is about 17,000 people in South Florida. And I started out as their city engineer, was promoted to the assistant public works director, and then eventually became their utilities and engineering director these past couple of years. And basically decided to come back to Wisconsin. I still have family up here. And, when I was looking for a job, Fitchburg piqued my interest, kind of the growth and the challenges I saw. I wanted to challenge myself professionally, and haven't been disappointed so far. So.
Well, I'm a little disappointed that you left Florida to come back to Wisconsin, although Wisconsin is awesome. So, I mean, I'm not going anywhere. I'll go and visit Florida, but a little unique scenario there where you get to leave and come back.
Yes, and I kind of did it backwards. Most people move from Wisconsin to Florida. I decided to buck that trend and, do it the other way, from Florida to Wisconsin in January. So, and it's not so much the cold and snow that's gotten to me. It's just the cloudiness. I'm coming from the Sunshine State. I'm used to seeing the sun every day. So, that's been a little challenging, but other than that, it's been good.
Well, I just say drink lots more milk during this time of year or something to get those vitamins in to cheer you up. But
Yeah.
yeah, we've got the 4 seasons, so that's a plus. But you are a Wisconsinite, so we'll adopt you back, I guess you could say. And glad you're here in Fitchburg. As you look to Fitchburg and coming here, what were some things that attracted you? You'd mentioned the size of Fitchburg and growing. It sounds like from where you came from, sort of like a situation like Monona, where they're kind of landlocked, and you're redeveloping, so to speak. But Fitchburg here, we got a unique situation that I'm sure you're learning more and more about each and every day.
Absolutely. Definitely the growth of the city piqued my interest. The city of Stuart, where I previously worked, was landlocked. Basically, any development was just redevelopment. So there wasn't much, growth happening in the utilities, the roads, or the stormwater. So, kind of when I decided to make the move to Wisconsin, that was kind of one of the boxes I wanted to check, was just kind of growth, larger city type of thing, which presents challenges. And like I mentioned, professionally wanted to challenge myself. So.
Well, there's a lot of moving parts, certainly in Fitchburg, and it's you're busy as you had mentioned. What are some of the things that you look forward to bringing here to Fitchburg? Maybe that you've done in your previous jobs or just overall experience.
So one of the things that I'm proud of implementing in my previous job is we all know kind of the job market and how difficult it is to find people. So we had 3 or 4 positions that were laborers. Basically nobody with experience you would hire and kind of promote. The term labor to me is kind of derogatory. No one, it doesn't get anyone out of bed to be a laborer.
No.
It's basically just a job. I wanted to kind of, since it's difficult to find people, entice people to come work for us. So we kind of revamped the job description and title and made an apprentice. And we had success with it. Right before I left, those 3, 4 positions were filled with younger people that had no experience. And, we're hoping to keep those people and have them progress throughout their career at the city, and stay 20, 30 years. So.
Yeah, and I think it's unique, not unique, but we've seen some pretty challenging times with COVID and just getting people into the workforce. So starting people young, I think, is so important to get them in and even get people interested in the field, because you might not be, public works is associated with a lot of things. So it's hard to really say, well, what do you do?
Absolutely. So, one of the things at my previous employer too was trying to outreach to the local schools, because like you said, Jeremy, as a 7th, 8th grader, or even in high school, you don't know people actually work on water mains and sewers and drive plow trucks and can be a mechanic for the city. To try to get that word out there and outreach, and because going to college isn't for everybody. So we want to show them that we have a very sustainable career here, longevity and good benefits and hours that they could have just as good of a career than if they didn't go to school. So
yeah, it's an awesome career if you're all interested. Come job shadow
yeah,
with anybody on
absolutely.
the staff, because you certainly learn a lot of what's going on in operations, because public work is a big component of a city operations, and it's awesome what the men and women up in the department there do each and every day to keep the city running. It's pretty amazing, and that leads me into kind of, as your journey continues here. It's only been 4 weeks, so sort of early here. But what will Tim be doing here in the upcoming weeks as you get off and running here and get to learn everybody and everything that's going on? It's crazy.
Yeah, basically, once my head stops spinning a little bit, I would like to kind of get outside the building and meet people, local agencies, other municipalities, the county, also local businesses, and, kind of build that network, just so, able to work through the city's goals with those people, a very teamwork, collaborative approach. So.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot. Well, we're glad to get you on here today. Welcome you back to Wisconsin, you Wisconsinite. And
Thank you.
more importantly, Tim, if people do want to connect with you, connect with the department, you're open for the conversations.
Absolutely. Anytime.
All right, perfect. Well, you're going to become a friend of this show really fast, whether you like it or not, if you can put up with me a few more times. But either way, thank you. Nice to meet you. Welcome to Fitchburg and welcome back to Wisconsin.
Thanks, Jeremy. Appreciate it.